Hey nerds, join us on Discord and hit that subscribe button.
There we are. I'm Koken.
Wilkes.
Solana.
Andrel.
Kane.
And I'm your DM, Shane. Welcome to Venture Forth. When last we met, our ragged band of heroes assembled by the Crownlink Voda Wilkes landed on Boworth Island, became acquainted with the port town of Boworth, and met the townsfolk therein. Unfortunately, as sometimes happens, the denizens of this otherwise forgettable town happen to be cannibalistic in nature, but you negotiated with them to some extent, and then had some combat. You came across an ascended being, a human-sized cat fiend born from a stone tomb that the townsfolk seemed to worship. Through abyssal-tongued interrogation, you learned that it served a being called Azregor, and that it might have recognized the new addition to your team, Andrel, as Sallow. Not knowing what to make of the town's commitment to consume and be consumed, and with the town leader Talia's words, the only cure for shame is death, and the only cure for anger is revenge, on your minds, you made camp safely, you assume, deeper into the woods on the island. So now we come up upon you all getting ready for bed. I don't know if you are discussing watches or whatnot, but what would you like to do?
Shall we keep an eye out?
I think watches would be helpful. Yeah.
All right. I can take first, if you'd like.
Are we doubling up or just going individually?
We can.
Yeah, I think that'd be helpful. How many watches do you think we need?
Well, if we're doubling up, someone's going to have to... I was never great at math, but I believe someone will be out. I can go it alone.
If you're certain. My eyes are terrible in the dark, so...
Oh, I can go with you. I've got good eyes. Dog.
Perfect.
As do I.
Oh, I'm gonna go to sleep. Usually I'm by myself and no one's watching, so... Good night.
Well done, Koken. Today. Well done.
Yeah, all of you.
I think we did well, all things considered.
Well, we survived, so chalk that up as a success, I guess.
Put it in the win column.
Yeah.
What is it all of you are doing here before we slumber, I suppose? I'm confused.
Right. Wilkes?
Part of a crew. We are, and I'll turn to Solana. And, yeah, we were... I set this mission up because I heard some goings-on about portals and connections to the Abyss, and...
Is that so?
Yes.
It sounded important. Apparently there's someone out here that knows more about them, and I'm sent here from the crew to understand them or turn them off, shut them down. I don't know how they work, but if it's something that could endanger us or the world, it needs to be dealt with.
As Wilkes is talking, can I do insight on Andrel's reactions?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Andrel, it's kind of up to you what the DC is for this.
I mean, I did it, so I did it physically as me, Brooke. So I feel like it's a little obvious. It's going to be rather low.
Okay.
Let's see. That's going to be a 16.
Oh, yeah.
The second it was mentioned, I pitched forward.
So, yeah, there's basically someone out here, assumedly up this path, and we're going to have a conversation with them.
Do you have notes on the matter?
Not a lot. I mean, there wasn't a lot to go on, just hearsay. Got a name? I don't know,
Vader something.
Styric.
Irrelevant and certainly not a master in the field.
You've heard that name before?
No, that's why it's certainly relevant.
Oh.
Portals have been opening up with relative frequency all along the war front.
All
Are
across
you-
the world.
Abyssal in nature, you said?
From what I understand. Aren't you-
Fascinating.
Wait, are you from the Abyss?
No,
Are you familiar with the Ascension War?
I'm not familiar with Ascension, no, but I'm familiar, at least in theory, not in application, with portals regarding the Abyss, perhaps.
You're not familiar with the war that's consumed the continent for the last 33 years?
The what?
The war.
Oh, sucks for you guys.
Yeah, I don't think she's from our.
Where are you from?
Pardon, perhaps I should have. Rock Sarah.
Do you?
That means nothing to me.
Do you-
Where is Roxera? Is it on the continent of Elbor?
Listen, I'm. Obviously, there's been a bit of a mix up, but this, as far as I'm concerned, gesturing to everything around me, might be perhaps a hop and skip away from where I'm from. Maybe necessarily you don't know my exact location, but yes, I'm from here. I'm from this plane. I'm not otherworldly. I didn't come from somewhere else.
Honestly, Kane, I don't really care either way. I just want to know if we can trust you. We have a mission to do, and it needs getting done.
Genuinely, what would I get out of what? Betraying you somehow? What would I get out of that?
Been betrayed before.
Okay, well, I literally get nothing out of it, so that would be a pretty bad deal on my end.
Culkin,
Well, I like her, so
I like you too.
I
keep an eye on her.
right.
It's going to be very interesting. Look all you like.
Yeah. As far as I know,
Yeah.
there are there's no other continents. There's no other land masses. It's Elbor and the Freywood,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I will say, Andra, the Elbor, you're from Elbor.
Yeah, I'm from Elbor. I'm from Elbor.
Kane, remember the paper?
Um,
Remember the paper from
yes,
earlier?
I remember.
I'm gonna come outside.
Oh, good. We're keeping secrets now. And you don't trust me, and you're keeping secrets, please. I'll answer anything you want.
As they walk outside real quick, like there was a mention of portals opening up all over.
Yeah.
Is that true in the Waste? Have there been any?
Have portals open up in the way.
Yeah.
I guess I wonder if
like,
there's-
is this something that
Is
I
there
would.
conflict out there?
I mean, like we work trade lines in and out, so like maybe working through Caldor, somebody would have foreseen something. But
You've probably heard about it happening, yeah,
Okay.
but not like it wouldn't have happened where you are. I don't
In
think.
the-
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
right.
That I would defer to you on that.
Ooh,
If that's something that would have happened.
maybe, probably in some of the tussles between the tribes.
Okay, so yeah, so in that case,
okay.
cool.
it's possible you've
Well, maybe
experienced
not
it.
first.
So that
Firsthand,
same
but through,
thing,
yeah.
conflict, like
Yeah, conflict brings about, it attracts these things, and they attack the weave basically until they can break through.
okay.
Do you remember that fantasy novel series I read in school about peeking behind the curtain?
Hmm.
Perhaps there are things that we can't see. Perhaps she's from a version of our world that we are not aware of.
Malachi did not prepare me for this.
Malachi.
He's an old friend. He's
Mm.
my mother's.
Yes. How is she?
Well,
Still young?
quite the skincare regimen.
Yes. I miss those days.
Are you, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I haven't asked about it until now.
Don't worry. It's not something I enjoy reminiscing about. Glad you were at the wedding, though. It was quite the affair.
Lovely,
Hmm.
as I recall.
Someday I hope to attend yours.
Well, not anywhere on the near horizon, let's put it that way.
I understand. Your instincts are correct. I do think she is... I don't know, dangerous isn't the right word, but she seems prone to unpredictable bouts of ruthlessness and cruelty.
That's mildly alarming.
But I don't think she's dangerous. But it'd be best not to agitate her.
Very well.
We went to finishing school. Move delicately.
I suppose we'll just have to see where things land.
Yes.
But I'll keep an eye on your back.
Of
You
course,
keep an eye on
you-
mine.
I mean, you still owe me one, so I would hope so.
And you never let me forget it.
I never will. It'll be harmless. It'll be something silly, I'm sure.
Hmm.
Shall we?
Yes.
Inside,
Mhm.
when they leave, I pop back up into the space where you two are. Strange. They don't trust you,
No.
but they just left
Yeah,
to
they're
talk.
gossiping.
That's strange now.
They don't like me very much.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, I understand that my arrival is odd. I want to get home as much as the next person. I will answer. Listen, I don't know how I got here either. Not entirely. I will
I don't
answer.
really know how I got here.
Yeah, your head was in a bucket for most of that trip.
Mm.
That's absolutely fair.
Makes sense.
But
Fever dream.
I mean it when I say I'll answer any questions you have entirely honestly, at least to the best of my ability.
You did good out there today. With the fire and stuff.
Mhm.
I guess one last question.
Yes.
And I'll leave it be. What year is it? And what year is it right now for me?
Okay.
I love it.
What? You're a
I
smart
have
boy.
to check.
I'm on it.
You're a
today. I don't know what's
smart
going
boy.
on.
Oh.
It's that Wilkes energy.
So
Yeah,
it is
no
currently
kidding, yeah.
7285.
70. You said 72
85.
to
Post-
85.
post-ceiling.
Is it P? What is it?
PS.
Should we? Let me.
What is PS?
Yo, you want to be on Discord?
Ceiling.
Post
Post-ceiling,
ceiling.
thank you.
Did I send it to you? Andrew?
Could you DM me on Discord?
Oh my.
Well,
oh my
7285.
lord. Oh my
Didn't you?
lord.
You
Yes,
start to hit.
post-ceiling.
Mayana started to. You started to hit this
This
earlier
might take me a minute.
with the
Okay.
Bear with
We
me.
did the wait. So I have.
with the garb.
It's
Fuck. Wait. Do I have it written down?
No, you
I
know
think I
that.
have
time
it.
to like the
Do you have
rewind
it?
and stuff.
That
I
would
might
be- that would
have
be
it.
You know
sick.
that. You're smart.
Do I have it? I have my
I don't get this a
age.
lot of shit.
Doesn't give me a year.
Great.
God, I have everything you sent me here
Yes.
somewhere.
Yes. But
Oh shit, balls.
That's okay.
I had it.
No,
had
I
a
don't
full
have it. I
alternate
don't have it.
universe
I have my
thing.
age.
yeah.
That was my
Cool.
headcanon.
What were you guys?
What year is it?
Alternate.
I can do
like,
math.
70,
Timeline
7285.
or- Yeah.
That'd be cool too.
Yeah.
So,
It's okay. It's fine. 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 I know how old I am.
Seth's about to lose his fucking mind.
That
Oh my
Oh, I love
god,
this,
you
man.
did
I
it!
love
You did! Oh! I
Okay,
realized.
I'm locked in.
Oh my fuck.
I'm scared.
I love it.
Dude.
I'm
I
happy.
love how you guys are here for this like huge upheaval in like the lore of the world. Oh, it's so good.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Dude, it's so
Yeah.
good. I love it.
I've never done anything wrong. In
I
my life.
love that you fucking this
Did you
makes
get the
me
last
so
thing?
happy.
fucking.
I changed something. So
Fuck you, fucking, fuck you.
Yes, 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 yes. So the second one, yeah.
the second one, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
No, no, no.
Okay.
I'm just laughing because
Okay.
it's amusing to me.
Log in. Okay. 7699 OR.
DM, do we? Is this about the time?
You guys are. You come back.
Did we come in when he goes, what year? is it?"
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's have you guys
amazing.
come in. That sounds fun.
7699 OR?
When
What is 76?
do you
7699 OR.
know? Are you familiar with the waste?
The waste.
We're all the waste. Like we're all
No.
Giant desert in the middle of the continent.
No.
used to be something else, but
7699.
OR.
What does
is
OR
I'm
stand
sorry. Is
for?
everyone's renewed? I'm sorry.
Once renewed.
Are you all like good?
It's 7285 PS.
Okay. Well, now you're just fucking with me.
No.
I mean, read the room here, darling.
7285 PS is 7,285 years post the sealing of the darkness, when the gods Famir, Atia, Lauris,
Who?
Oh,
The gods.
Yes, God.
You know-
Okay.
Ildoria?
Ildoria, you know,
Mia?
you know
Tia?
Ildoria, right?
Fenra?
Do I know who? What? No.
Which
No.
direction is that number? 7699.
No.
Once?
No.
Is
Absolutely
that
not.
before
No.
or after?
It's not a notebook. Like, no. No.
May I perhaps inquire, who are your gods?
They're not my gods. First of all, let me get it. They are not my gods. But
I'm going to put a hand out. Mm-hmm. Kane. Kane, finishing school,
I'm sorry.
delicate steps.
I'm sorry. I love you. Seth.
Remember ballet class.
I gotta stand up.
Remember ballet class.
Okay, hang on, wait. Seth needs to lock it in.
yes.
Couple names.
What are your? Well, Muriel, obviously. Are you okay? You seem disturbed.
No.
You're not.
Lyriel?
Lyriel, yes.
Who's that?
Seraphim, Thalorum, you know, there are others. I don't care about them.
There are no gods by that name in this world.
That's fantastic news for me. What?
Is she
Those are not-
behind or ahead?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Which way?
All right, so it appears as though my research partner and I might have temporally displaced.
No, you've got to use words
I'm
that
sorry.
people know.
She's out of time.
Oh.
Right, which
Thank
is
you.
completely understandable. Something I will say, I left, or rather, I was shunted out of my plane and timeline, presumably, if we're working on this theory, in a bit of a rush. There was a bit of a kerfuffle happening at the time, and my research partner thought it fit that I was forcibly ejected.
Who is your research partner?
A researcher by the name of Lockaheen.
Anything else going on there? Girl to girl.
Girl to girl, please.
Interesting. Research partner.
Yes,
I'm sorry, not that I'm not vastly intrigued by the intricacies of your personal relationships, but can we perhaps get back to the fact that the gods that you know and the gods that are present in this world are not the same?
What are your guys' names?
Famir, Atir, Ilduria,
They rhyme.
Fenra,
That's
and
so-
Laurus.
Laurus, okay. I'm
The
sorry,
gods
we
of
still
magic,
kind of had a couplet
justice.
going on.
Nature.
No,
None of this means anything to you.
no. We had honor, restoration, enlightenment, courage, earth, and all that slop.
Again, I ask, are you ahead or behind?
I don't know.
Post ceiling.
I don't know what that is.
Once renewed.
Well, here, you said a war was going on. What war?
The Ascension War.
Okay, that was not my war, personally, so
When was that war for you?
the war of invention.
It should also be noted that there are 10 gods in Elbor currently. The old gods, as we know them, Famir, Atir, Laurus, Fenra, Ilduria. And then the new gods, who ascended a little over 30 years ago. Zachriel, Sidriel, Latiel. I fucking forgot the other two.
Okay, they all have a very convenient naming scheme. You said they... Fascinating. They...
And the current conflict is effectively around which of them deserves their place on the High Mountain. Is that at least familiar to you? The High Mountain?
Of course.
Yeah, so the Waste and the High Mountain, somewhat related.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, it used to be.
In the conflict, they're resolving who is entitled to godliness. Is that it? Omnipotence?
In a way.
Fascinating.
So in your time? Solana, they didn't teach us anything about this in school.
Yeah,
Luckily
my
for you, I
head, I'm
read-
going to sleep.
I read a
Oh,
lot
this
of
is-
fantasy novels. So
Good night.
Good night.
I find these things quite fascinating.
Andra,
Yes.
how do you plan to get home?
I'll figure it out.
If she found her way here, I'm certain she can find her way back.
Locke assured me that as an eventuality,
You
he
have a
would.
nickname for your research partner?
Yes, my good close research partner
That's
that
what
I
I
live
thought.
with.
That's what I thought. There you go. There you go.
Glance at Kane and give a nod, like,
Just a shared. Yeah.
Yes, my good close research partner, whom I live with, would come to retrieve me eventually, and stated that he would be directly behind me and was not.
have you ever done anything like this before? Traveled
No,
like...
he's an idiot.
Well,
So you're... No, this unfortunately I have a lot of expertise in. You were left here after he said he'd be right back?
Correct.
sometimes things don't go
I'm
to
just
plan.
gonna put an arm over her.
They're going to be back.
You know, and I hate to be the one to tell you this. Sometimes you wake up and your life is one way. You have a husband. You have a life. It's quite consistent, quite comforting. And then one day, they leave. Not a word. Not even a letter. There's no chance he might come back.
He's going to come back. It doesn't matter.
Sandra, if he doesn't,
Yes.
what is your plan? You must have one. You must.
Well, I suppose I will figure it out.
You have a lot of paper there. I would start writing something down.
Understood.
I'm going to sleep.
Same.
Good night.
Ow.
Okay, listen. Would you prefer, if you would like, I can stay up with your watch instead. I don't require too much rest.
Might be good to get her caught up.
And I could, in turn, inform you of my own personal knowledge.
Might start to meet in the middle.
I suppose it's as good a place to start as any.
Certainly. All right, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Okay, so first watch is Andra and Kane.
Yeah. You're here by accident.
In the interest of utmost honesty, I sincerely believe my research partner far too intelligent to do things accidentally.
So, your belief is that you've been sent here intentionally by your research partner? To what purpose?
I don't know. Perhaps not here specifically, just elsewhere. Not present for whatever was occurring at that specific moment, which I have my own theories about.
I'm sorry if, well, it doesn't sound like it was something you were prepared for adequately.
I would venture to say that I was not. But epiphanies are just that, unexpected. And so...
Well, nothing if not unexpected.
Thank you, I suppose. I'm going to start getting a little bit more comfortable. I'm going to take off my gloves, start taking off the doublet so it's just in the undershirt.
I'm going to take a walk.
All right. Sure. Are you all right?
I'll be back. And I
Okay,
get up.
Mr. Mr. Serious.
And I walk outside.
Goodbye.
Oh man, I don't know what to think.
It did warm up in here.
Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Get you with a guy who cares.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk outside. I'm gonna slowly. I will occupy my brain with casting alarm around the encampment, and then I'm gonna wander off a little bit into the woods. Is there a moon out tonight?
There is.
Okay. I'm gonna sit, close my eyes. Most of my life, I've thought there was only you. And now there are others. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And I'll just get up.
As you're on your knees, as you say this, you feel the cool air around you. There was like a mild zephyr pulling through, but as you begin to speak, it slows and almost completely drops to stillness. You can feel the earth beneath you. You can feel the moisture in the air on your skin. You can feel this light from the moon as it pours onto you. And briefly close your eyes. You just feel that the sense of cleansing that the moonlight brings, the sense of purpose. And you just get the sense of clarity despite all of this murk that you've been drenched in since you arrived. You're in the right place.
Thank you, Huntress. And I'll walk back, come back, visibly calmer.
There you go.
Fresh air help?
Yeah. Yes, it did. If your friend doesn't come back, what are you going to do?
I don't know. Truthfully, I haven't been out of his company for 30 some odd years. So I'm not entirely sure the person I am when he's not present. So I'm a bit scared. I'm a bit scared of that person, I think. So I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that will be avoidable.
I'm sure you'll find her.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this is stupid, but... And I'm just going to reach out in front of me and, settling my hands against the earth, I'm going to pull them up ever so slightly until there's a small shape beginning to apparate and coalesce. Until those wisps of light eventually just pop into the shape of a very tiny cave salamander. This is my familiar. He's utterly useless. But he helps.
This thing, this limp thing, it's blind.
Cave sound, yeah.
His name is Tuir. It means noodle. And he does his best.
It like wiggles in satisfaction.
He's a very good boy.
And it like coils around Andra's arm and rests its head on the back of her hand.
He helps me remain calm if you wanted to give him pets.
I'll reach out a finger and I'll rub his little head. Don't worry, Noodle. We're all just doing our best.
That we are. Okay, I suppose we should actually watch.
Perhaps.
Doing a pretty bad job.
Indeed.
Go ahead and give me some perception checks.
It's going to be really good. Can Noodle give me the help action?
What about Kane's aura?
Wait, actually, that's a natural 20. So,
Hey,
thank you, Noodle.
It is going to be really good.
It is going to be really good.
Soothing.
The
Noodle helps.
power of my emotional support animal.
There we go.
That's right.
That is what they do.
That is, yeah.
That's what Noodle does.
That's what Noodle does.
He do be doing that.
Noodle's not useless.
Noodle's not useless.
I just called him Noodle because I didn't understand the first thing you said. I don't know what that
it's because
says.
it's T''YRW.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
So it's
Tuir.
undercommon. Tuir.
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 I said noodle
Yeah.
because he said it
It
noodle.
means noodle in
It means noodle in undercommon.
No, you were dead on.
Amazing.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a
that's
15
great.
for Kane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys feel very, very assured that there is no, that there's nothing hostile in the area. You hear normal sort of nature sounds, but beyond that. And the air has decidedly stilled around you since you did your little prayer.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I casted a spell with my hands with my gloves off.
Oh, yeah.
I have no fingernails.
Oh,
Unpack that.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
I just went, oh, I forgot. My handsies.
Amazing.
Yeah, the tips of Andra's fingers are hard. Like they appear they would do the same purpose
Yeah.
roughly as a fingernail might, but there
No
are
scratches.
no.
Interesting.
Ooh, wait. So when you petted the direwolf, was it with the gloves on? Interesting.
Nice. Okay. I don't think Kane clocks. I clock it, but I don't comment on it. I'm like, what's up with your hands?
It's like
No,
fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Interesting. Cool.
Mm.
Yeah. I have no idea what to do. Yeah.
You guys
We'll just take our
finish
Yeah, we'll
watch
just
and
take our watch.
I get pretty quiet. I think that one thing that you probably notice about Kane throughout this is when he's not actively moving, statue still.
Mm.
Very, very still.
Mm.
Hardly seems to breathe.
So do I.
Oh.
Second watch.
I think
Colton solo.
Maybe.
I think it was you or me.
Yeah.
I don't know. We didn't really
I think
say.
it was going to be Culkin and Solana.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Oh, no, I think you
because-
said you wanted to go last.
Yeah.
I didn't say when.
Or not
yeah,
last. I mean, I thought you said you wanted to go alone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
And then it's me and you.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
you guys
Perfect.
wanna
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll at the end of the watch. Thank you for sharing. And I'll walk over and wake up Culkin first.
I just pop up.
Ah, you're one of those.
Always ready.
Something I can appreciate, Culkin.
Anything?
Nothing.
I'm going to stay up and out. I'm just going to sit and not move. But I'll be with you. Yeah,
Yippee.
keep you company.
Weird, but great. Fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything?
No, I'm just sitting. Just sitting, staring straight ahead.
Would
Okay.
Culkin do?
I'm gonna walk over and just kind of wave my hand in front of your face.
Yeah, I can follow you. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go walk around, see what we've got here. Right.
I love it.
I'm just gonna take a walk around the perimeter, see what's
See what's Are you literally doing nothing with this time, or what are you doing?
Well, I have to do nothing for 4 hours.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're trans.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Trance.
Huh.
Yeah, so you can
Fascinating.
finish a long rest in 4 hours if you spend those hours in an inactive, motionless state in which you retain consciousness.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. You take your. Do you want to do a check or anything else you want to do before you?
You said the moon is out.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I will be looking for. Oh, we're in a clearing. So yeah, I'm gonna as I start to head up to the perimeter,
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna be looking at the moon and just kind of admiring it and basking in the light.
Mm-hmm.
My color has fully returned. I am full coconut.
No more vomit.
And that moon, I'm feeling it's just giving me energy and life, and just heading out. So I'll just make a
Perception check.
Yeah. That's whoa. Well, I might not
Do some
wake you up.
pluses.
Add some things to it, man.
Yeah, let's.
Please,
Just
I beg.
Can't
Numbers?
noodle.
I
Give the
numbers.
hell back.
Did you
Just
while
wiggle.
you're- while
did
you're in
you
your
say
trance,
noodle?
noodles just
I got a
like-
nine.
Yeah.
I got a 9.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good plus. It's
Noodles
just a bad
helping.
roll.
What's the total?
9.
9. Yeah, you You don't hear anything. In the furthest distance of your perception, you might hear a sort of like sound very, very faintly, and then it sort of travels from what you can tell away from where you are.
Place is strange. I can't quite hear you, Eldoria. And I'll come back to where you're sitting still and just try and match your stillness. But I keep fidgeting. And I find it hard. And I get up. And walking around, kicking dirt. Nothing of consequence.
Do you want to play with the salamander?
Yes. Oh.
Amazing.
This is just the communal emotional support salamander.
Just yeah, I'll just be
Just
I will
purchase-
be the rest of that perception roll is me being fascinated with this.
I feel like
salamander.
I feel like Noodle.
Goblin and this salamander just looking at each other.
I feel like the Noodle's always got his tongue like this.
He does. He absolutely does. He has a little face. He go.
That's
Yeah,
how they smell.
yeah, 100%.
You just be sniffing all the time.
Oh my god, perfect. Solana,
Mm-hmm.
as you hit the depths of sleep, at first it's a little bit hard to get to sleep. You're in this unusual place. But despite yourself, you do find something soothing in the quality of the air and the strangeness of the land you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Once you had most comforts anyone could want, but
Mhm.
today you live off the edge of your sword, and there's a freedom in that.
Yeah.
But as you drift into your sleep, you smell something. It's almost saccharine. It's a sweet smell. It's permeating the air, and it blows past you. And you feel your fingers brushing against fabrics, against fine silks, hitting solid bodies, shoving them out of the way. Lady Cunningham! You hear from behind you, and you take pleasure in how far away it sounds. You feel your feet under you, uncomfortable heels snapping loudly against the fine wooden floors of what you now realize, opening your eyes, is the lush, fragrant, and extravagant cerulean ballroom of the Athenaeum Arcanum. Lady Cunningham, what have I done to offend? You hear the voice again, closer. You recognize it now as the Honorable Saemon Flagle, son to the High Counselor of Commerce in Stillgate, Lord Vestigius Flagle. The crowd parts in front of you as you rush, and you get that all too familiar feeling of everyone's eyes judging you. You turn a corner, quick, into the round outer ring of the ballroom, the narrow turn forcing you to grab hold of your enormous, layered, festooned with flowers, white and green, ball gown. But the ostentatious brass frame of the archway snags and pulls on one of the decorative jigget sleeves of your dress, which then tears and slides down your arm, imprisoning your hand between it and holding your gown. You tear away from this gaudy decor, but now you're faced with a decision. To your left is a long hallway running counterclockwise. To your right is a narrow stone staircase that looks to lead up 2 stories up. And hanging in front of you is a fine, gilded, decorative red curtain that leads up 15 feet to a half-moon stone window that is open.
Ooh. I think I'm gonna go up the stairs.
Okay. You sprint up the stairs. I'm going to have you make... Let's see. Would you like to try and make this stealthy, or do you want to just go fast?
I think I want to go fast.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Yeah, go
Okey
fast.
dokey.
This is so cool.
Could
Go
I?
fast.
Ooh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Mm.
That is gonna be a 19.
19? You're rolling 18. So you've been able to get through this crowd before Saemon can locate your position, and you tear up these steps. And just the corner of your vision, as you round the corner of these stone steps, you see Saemon emerging from this doorway. Ridiculous hairdo, pink doublet, incredibly large mustache, and just the foppiest fop you've ever seen in your days. as you make your way up the stairs. There's only really one doorway that you see in front of you, and you brush through it. And inside, you see what appears to be a sort of tailoring shop. You see a bunch of cloth mannequins with sort of unfinished dress designs hung on them, different fabrics draped across big wooden tables, and in the corner, a sort of dressing room of sorts.
Can I start to patch up my sleeve?
Yeah, make a sleight of hand check.
Sweet, you got it. Hee. No advantage on that one. That is a 13.
13.
It's a patch job.
Patch job. It's sort of you feel that it might not hold for long, but it looks presentable now.
Oh, Mother's gonna kill me.
As you say that, you hear Solana, and you can kind of hear the voice getting closer. You see in the corner of the room there is a dressing room. It's a fairly large sort of closet.
I'll hide in the dressing room.
Okay. As you close the door behind you, the lock clicks, and you feel very secure, and you hear the clomping of these these boots that Salmon wears to make himself taller, clomping around as a must have gone at the door, and then he departs. You can hear the sound of his footsteps softening. And you're in this sort of it's like a 4x4 room. It's not teeny tiny, but it's fairly small. There are mirrors. There are various garments hung up of wild, beautiful colors. Some of the finer tailors in the city have studied here, so it's everything's very well made. And as you are sort of taking note of that, you hear more footsteps. This time, softer, but decidedly faster. As this patter moves right toward the door, you hear it click open, and then you see a figure who slams the door behind him, puts his back against the wall. And you see a young man about your age, tall and slender. He has perfectly kept facial hair, but the wavy shock of locks on his head are perfectly unkept. Casually aesthetically pleasing. He wears a dark blue waistcoat with a fabulous high collar, pristine white trousers with gold piping that run into tall and slim leather boots, and a noticeable amount of gold jewelry on his wrists and fingers. Oh! Hi.
Hello.
Sorry, didn't know this one was taken.
It's quite all right. Appears we're both running from something.
Oh, yeah.
What are you hiding from?
Oh. Lady Nadir.
Oh, yes. She's quite... Ooh, I wonder if perhaps... Maybe my guy and your gal could just bump into each other.
Oh, yeah?
That would be quite convenient. I would really prefer he stop
That would be
sending
nice.
me flowers, yes.
Your parents set you up too?
Yes. It's quite exhausting, this process.
Why do they think that's okay to do?
What?
The setting up, it's just exhausting.
Yes.
You know...
Isn't that just the way...
Yeah, I guess you're right, sorry.
No. I think you might be right.
Well, I don't know. I just feel that, you're sitting by the drink bar and having some punch, and I said, artifice is the craft of taking magic and bending it to the will of science. And Lady Nadir, she said, how interesting. And I said, one time I built a golem out of fire that laid waste to a village outside of Mornstead, and I called it Peregrine's Grand Golem of Destruction. And she said, how interesting. And, from there, it continued to be a very interesting conversation.
It's quite exhausting when only one person's doing the heavy lifting, isn't it?
I mean, I'm used to never being listened to, so I guess...
Is that golem true? Did you really build such a thing?
I may have exaggerated a little bit, but I have been known to dabble in golems.
Anything you're working on at the moment?
I've been trying to recreate my brother's experiment with middling results. I don't know what the final change is, There's something, the way the engine's constructed, there's this lever that pivots, but I can't get it to do it at the right frequency. So it's just become this disaster, really, of it'll spring to life for moments and then...
Well, are you attempting to model it off of what has already been built, or are you perhaps trying to come at the problem from a different angle?
Well, you got me there. I did want to improvise on it a little bit, improve upon it, maybe. Trying to get more circulations out of the mechanism.
Perhaps you should model the mechanism off of maybe the movement of an organic object.
Like what? What would you say?
I do a little dance. I do a little like a ballerina spin.
Huh.
Sometimes the natural world can perhaps enhance or influence or inspire.
What'd you say your name was?
I didn't.
Oh.
You didn't either.
I forgot my manners. And he like, despite the close quarters, he sort of imitates a bow, a steep bow. Marius Peregrine, at your service.
Solana Cunningham.
Solana, I think you may have solved my problem.
I think you have solved mine as well.
What are you up to later tonight? I had plans, but I think they're canceled.
Same. Maybe we should improvise.
Sounds good to me. And as this moment seems distilled in time, and you maintain this spell of eye contact with Marius, as the two of you first really take stock of each other and first sort of, fall for each other. You feel Culkin tapping your shoulder to wake you up from your dream.
I have little tears in the corners of my eyes.
And I'm standing over you, so upside down, and your eyes are wet.
Right. Thank you, Culkin.
Any help with that?
No, I'm okay. I have a handkerchief, thank you.
Oh, all right. Well,
how was the watch?
I met a friend.
Wonderful.
Also, our other friend is very still. Didn't move, not a bit.
How interesting. Was it a intimidating sort of stillness, or was it more harmless sort of stillness?
Harmless, yeah.
All right.
Definitely harmless.
Good. Wonderful.
Did you wipe your eyes?
I think it's a little bit of that pooling a little bit.
Yeah. I will kind of make. Are you getting up?
Yeah, I'm seated up. Yeah.
I will start to kind of reach towards you, not to touch you, but I can't reach your face.
Yeah.
But just kind of curl my hand and draw down and bring the tiny bits of water that are left to me, and I would direct them to a vial on my waist.
That's cool.
Using shape water, and I'm just waste not.
Want not? I have the little jar of dirt, and I just give that to you as well. I feel like you'll get more use out of that than me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Get some rest.
Yes. All right. You got...
Yes.
All right.
Well done.
Good. You know what? You can grab her.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I'm gonna just kind of nudge you. You can go inside now if you'd like.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Oh. I've been asking everyone this because I feel like we are in dire times. Would you like a salamander?
Yes, I believe he and I just became acquainted. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Oh, wonderful.
He follows my orders, so he scampers back to me whenever.
All right.
Yes.
Can he see?
Well, no.
All right. I'm going to put him in my pocket with his little head out.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Of
His name
course.
is Tuir, but Noodle is easier.
All right.
Fantastic.
There is a charm to him. There's just something about him.
He's so special.
I do understand.
Thank you.
I understand. Of course.
I'm going to go to bed.
Please do. Please do.
Beautiful.
We love Noodle.
He just.
Amazing.
I love it so much.
Sweet, useless
I love
boy.
it. I need art of this. So bad. I need noodle art. I
Noodle,
need.
still my heart.
I love Noodle.
Beautiful boy.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
really
if we get no other art, just Noodle.
Just noodle.
No thoughts, only Noodle.
Only noodle.
Solana, do you wake Wilkes up?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you come over and I'm guessing nudge me.
Yeah, I did. I nudge you in a particular way that lets you know it's not a threat.
Yeah. So yeah, as you walk up, you may notice the ends of just like some of those little pieces getting around, and
I imagine like hat over face.
yeah, and this is something you've probably seen before. I look as like they kind of stop moving. I look cleaner,
Cool.
just subtly, like no more dirt on my face, no more. Yeah,
Hmm.
as if those little pieces did some work. And as you nudge me, I do not move, but my eyes just open, and I flick to you, and then I relax and kind of stand up.
Our turn.
Seems like it is. You alright?
Oh,
Seems like you've seen a ghost or something.
bad dream. Having it a lot lately.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yes, of course I do.
Well, let's get on with it then.
You have like your running journal of just like all my little things. I'm an external processor. It helps me to just talk through a problem, even if I have come at it from every angle.
Yep.
It's important to just reiterate it to make sure we haven't missed anything.
Yeah, and I know I'm such a good listener, so
You are such a good listener. Are you all right?
yeah, I'm fine.
This job is becoming quite complicated.
Well, I mean, job's never as easy as it seems.
It's true, but this one feels quite different.
I mean, I pointed at Anja. Yeah, I agree. Extra planar dimensions, portals, not something I've ever really dealt with, but and so I felt like this was important, because this could change a lot.
It could. Have you ever wondered
About?
what else is possible?
Try not to. I'm usually busy or traveling, and I don't know. I don't like getting carried away with thoughts.
Well, I think that's what most of the establishment is hoping for.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping for something better.
Like what?
I think just in general.
Less fighting.
I'd very much like to sleep at night. And, we've had a fair share of missions that make that a bit difficult. I'd like to have less of those, I think.
I think you deserve that.
Now that I'm a VODA, I feel like
Yes.
maybe I can,
A lot of pressure, though. New title.
well,
More responsibility.
that's why I have this. And I knock some of the bark. Tough skin, all that.
But not all plants are as hard on the inside as they are on the outside.
That's why I don't let many in,
Well, I appreciate the nook you've saved for me.
of course. You've shown yourself to be quite proficient.
I appreciate that. There's not much more I have in this world besides my skill.
I never really asked you where you came from before this. I know we've been on missions, but I can just listen.
I was a lady. High society, all that. But when I got married, I signed over all of my assets to my husband's name.
Why would you do that?
It was sort of a family requirement. The Peregrines are very traditional.
Nobles.
Mm-hmm. Not Marius, though. He wanted to innovate. You can tolerate a lot when you think the person who's going to be by your side believes in the future. So maybe you commit to the past, even if you disagree with it. But when you sign away all of your assets and your husband disappears, you don't really have much else to stand on, as it were.
Where did he go?
I have no idea. But I hope to find him. Some days I think I'm going to kill him when I do. Some days I think I'm just going to cry.
Huh. And we're kind of similar.
How so?
I just know someone like that.
Someone you loved?
Someone I knew.
You ever been in love, Wilkes?
I don't think so. You don't meet too many people out here when you're a wanderer. You know, it's kind of lonesome, and I've grown to like that. You know, can't get hurt if no one's around, right?
Well, I hope the only thing keeping you from love is not fear.
I'll have to think on that.
Bravest thing in the world. But if it's not for you, I understand. Not for everyone, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I have unfortunately been thinking more just about where things are going, and I had a mission. It was successful, but left a sour taste. I know you've had a few of those.
Yeah. You want to talk about it?
Not particularly,
I understand.
you know. Felt like maybe I shouldn't open up sometimes, you know. Almost did. You imagine? Glad I didn't, because then, well, it would hurt.
Sometimes it's worth it. But only when you're ready. Know that I'm always here for you.
Of course.
We've been through enough. I care very much about you, Will.
Oh, come on now.
Consider you a friend. I don't have many of those.
I mean, same. Wanderer and all.
Wanderer doesn't mean it has to be alone.
What is in your pocket?
Oh, that is, that's Noodle.
What is a noodle?
He's Andreal's familiar. You know, but you see he has a certain charm to him.
I wouldn't call that a charm.
Something, all right. It's disarming, for certain.
That's for sure. What does it do?
That's about it, I would say.
Right.
His
and
best.
It's Andra's?
Yes. I think he's just there to make people feel a little less afraid.
Well, it's definitely distracting me from my thoughts, so I guess that is a boon?
Would you like to hold him?
Not even a little bit.
It like wiggles out of your pocket and like curls around your neck and like hangs.
Oh, Noodle. Little buddy.
Oh.
I love him.
Just think on what I said.
Yeah, I'll do a little bit.
Thinking's not always a bad thing.
I've been finding that out.
I'll go take the first perimeter.
All right, I'll
Hang here with Noodle.
do some thinking, I guess.
I think that's wise.
All right. Yell if you need anything.
I sure will.
Yeah, and I'll sit by camp and do a watch, and see if I.
Heck yeah.
Think.
Yeah, do your
Amazing.
perception checks.
Ooh, Persepi.
Yeah.
Noodle
Persepi.
is such a majestic creature, considering that Noodle is Fae, because that's how familiars are. A
Amazing.
beautiful Fae creature.
Just a
Beautiful.
gentleman's 12.
A gentleman.
Good.
12.
19.
Hey, there you go.
Ooh.
Hey,
Hey, yeah.
crime bros.
Crime,
Bum,
bro.
bum, bum.
Your watch goes uneventful, and you feel pretty confident that nothing is snooping or
Mhm.
haunting your campsite.
Colkin found a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was going to have to do some searching, but he seemed to prove, again, useful.
You're quite good at managing a team and identifying talents.
I appreciate that. Yeah, this is my
It's just
first,
true.
my first mission as a VODA, so,
Mhm.
they really didn't give me much. Just the normal money to bribe and persuade. And, that was about it. So
Which means everything else going well so far is because of you.
that's true. They don't seem to believe in me quite yet, so hopefully something good comes of this so I can continue to reshape the crew, I guess.
You have a vision. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen what Jiaxad has been doing, and,
Yes, I remember her.
yeah.
She's the one with the pointy teeth, right?
Yeah, not a fan.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of rose the ranks a little bit together, and then recently she became VODA, and I was not moted.
Until now.
I've just seen what she's done with the crew, and I don't think the missions that she's doing are good for us,
Mm-hmm.
the world. So I'm trying to balance things out, I guess.
Well, then we'll just have to make sure this is a successful mission, shall we?
Yeah. Really
It's a
hope
lot.
it. Yeah, I mean, it's what I signed up for, so
Doesn't mean it's not hard.
appreciate you being here.
I put a little hand on his shoulder. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Yeah. All right, well, looks like the sun's kind of coming up here. Get these guys up. And I'll, am I waking up? Can I wake up?
Yeah, please.
I'll put my hand on the ground, and I'm just going to try something. I'm going to put my hand on the ground, and I'll just a little RP. I'll just have my you'll see just like little pieces crawl off, and then they'll just kind of like go over at everyone and just, like- and it's like kind of like gently kind of like shake and move and
So
like
cute.
wiggle so that you feel it and it kind of like wakes you up.
I love that.
Pop up.
All right, now, let's get moving early. We don't have a lot of time. Good morning.
Good
Hello.
morning.
Let's go.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
All right.
On the road.
Indeed.
Oh, is that a rest? We get a rest?
Oh.
Yeah, you guys got a long.
Long rest.
Hooray.
I had swapped my spells out.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Oh, spell swapping.
Spell swapping.
I'll be doing that for the next hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't have to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Uh-uh.
I don't like it. Oh,
All right.
so give me a counter. I want a counter for the TikTok account of how
Yeah.
many secret messages
Yeah.
Shane sent Brooke during
Oh,
this campaign.
goodness.
So many.
Show me. Show me.
How much longer do we have to get until we get to that spot? Like, did we?
Basically
Like a full
a day.
day's travel.
Yeah.
Your day's
We
travel.
didn't really progress. We just kind of found a spot out in the wilderness and camped.
Yeah, I would say that you've traveled along a little bit, like maybe.
But we still have, like-
okay,
Okay.
maybe like an hour's worth in to find
Okay.
this spot, but like yeah.
And I'll
You
hold
were
off
basically
on
just
counting,
getting
yeah.
far enough away from the town to find a safe location,
Cool.
locale. But yeah, you all
I'll take the lead and I'll do the similar thing. I won't pass
Parallel
past all the
path,
trace, but
kinda.
I'll be off to the side, but I'll be able to see it and use that as like a guide of like
Mhm.
moving and traversing.
And you all notice it's fairly early in the morning, so it could just be a matter of it being so close to you're in the midst of winter, really. The long eve has ended fairly recently. For those of you, for the uninitiated, the long eve is a period of 10 days where there's no sun.
Cool.
Mhm.
But there is a sun, but it is quite dark still, and looking up at the sky, it is very overcast. There's a gray pall cast across this forest. But
Do they have that where you're from?
They say good morning where you're from.
Yes, I say good morning.
Are there 3 meals or are there more meals or less?
3 meals.
All right,
We're not
all right.
invalids.
Okay. The
Good to-
colors, they're the
Good to
same
know
too.
that out of time, everyone
Yeah.
can always count on breakfast.
Yes, breakfast is at least consistent.
All right.
Speaking
all
of
right.
which, Culkin, you got any more of those berries?
Oh yes.
Aye.
Mm.
Who wants one?
They were pretty good.
And
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll knock one of those back.
one for all of us.
I'm
Yeah.
going to take a noodle out of my pocket. My sweet darling boy. Would you be all right with being a bird just for a little bit so I could see out? Just for a little bit, I promise. No, you're such a handsome bird. I know. Please, for me. Okay, I love you, dear. Kiss his little forehead.
Protect at all costs.
Oh my god, he don't want
Shane,
me
if anything happens to Noodle, we will ride.
You better
will get flipped.
you
Want to be a lizard.
familiar alone, sir.
He's an owl for now. I'm gonna spend 10. I'm not spending a spell slot to make him an owl, so it's 10 minutes. He's an owl.
We'll have coffee in the meantime.
Yeah.
I'll collect some more bugs and make some more berries.
There we go.
In the
Nice.
meantime.
Nice. Bugberries.
Yeah, so we'll get
Berries.
situated,
That's quite the
eat our
fun.
berry breakfast,
Yeah.
and then head out.
Okay.
How long does that last?
Oh, indefinitely.
Okay. Would be nice to have someone in the skies.
Yes. And if you would like his perspective, I can see through his eyes.
Oh, that's handy.
Fabulous.
That's wonderful. Well, before we head off, do you want to do a scout, and then we can just kind of like,
Certainly.
yeah,
Yes.
all right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, they say that there too. Cool.
Goodness, whatever.
Well, it is interesting. Wouldn't you understand as a woman of science?
Yes, as a woman of science, this is all very fascinating, but I'm not an anthropologist, so not my field.
Fascinating.
Right. Okay, Noodle, go. Be a good boy. Circle.
As it begrudgingly takes off.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I love you.
There's like a moment of like, flies through the air.
I'll do it, but I'm going to be mad at that.
I think I'm gonna just.
like it.
I'm gonna lean towards Andra. Curiosity is a transferable skill, and a field of study can be quite limited.
Indeed, it can.
Broadening your scope is never a bad idea.
Oh, darling, I'm an incredibly nosy bitch. Don't worry.
Well, that makes two of us then.
You're going
All right.
get along great.
Hell yeah.
All right. I'm not going to be able to see once I do this, so just
We'll
bear with
protect
me.
you, of
Perfect.
All right.
Then my eyes flash white, and I'm looking through Noodle.
Okay.
This noodle's eyes.
Do you, I guess let's make a. I'm gonna have you make a perception check, but I'm also gonna say that you all are moving along as this takes place. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll like.
I'll just, like,
Oh wait, yeah.
Guide.
Can we?
Oh, yeah,
Are
on
you
the-
wolf yet or
I'm
no?
not. I'm
Okay,
still
never mind.
poking, but I was gonna just grab like.
Yeah, we'll just, like,
Andrel's
kind of
arm.
guide, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, could you can still move and walk?
I
and
can also
stuff?
still hear you.
Okay, cool,
Okay,
perfect.
cool,
Yeah.
All right.
Can't see.
You didn't say that, so we don't know.
Well, I can still speak too, so I can still hear you. I just can't see. I don't know what an owl's perception is.
It's like plus.
It's good.
It's
they have,
good.
like, advantage or
It's good.
something on
Yeah.
something?
They have advantage, and
If
it's
it has to do
with
real
sight.
good.
If it's mouse
And if
specific,
it has
they
to
have
do with
advantage.
Yeah.
If it has to do with stealth, they're advantage, and I think I like vision.
I feel like
has
there's some kind
also
of like
advantage.
vision for checking.
Yeah.
It's definitely an advantage, and then let me just find the modifier.
I should have this saved, but I don't.
It's okay.
You know, we can't have every animal.
I can have every single animal ever.
I have a friend in town, and
Owl's
they were like, "How much of the
a
books do you
regular
have
owl's
memorized?"
Regular owl.
perception
Plus
is
3.
Plus 3, yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
16.
Perfect.
16
Okay.
for Noodle.
Okay.
Yeah, you do have
Noodle.
advantage. Did you roll at advantage?
Natural 20 for Noodle.
I love
Out
writing
of
it.
here.
The advantage is so great.
He's obese.
Bang, bang.
Okay. There's been a lot. We need to crit now for
You just have
one.
advantage on perception from
Ooh,
sight
a
and
lot of
hearing. So it's like fucking everything.
Everything.
Let's go,
yeah.
Noodle!
No, owls are really, really good familiars.
Yeah, the main
Um,
character.
Main character.
Noodle popping off. So yeah, you do see a day's worth of travel of the woods in front of you. But Noodle's eyes do pick up.
Yeah.
2 ears' eyes do pick up signs of movement amidst the trees. Normal animals to a certain degree, and then some things that are very hard to identify. They don't look like animals that you've seen before. Because it's a natural 20, Two-Ear does spot a single one of these cat fiends that you combated with the day before. It's not anywhere near you, but it is moving through the forest. It does seem, as you're getting this bird's eye view, that a lot of the traffic, not all, and it's not like especially focused, but a lot of the traffic of these animals is moving in the same direction as you,
Oh. That's
all
rather
northward,
unfortunate.
sort of
Oh,
converging.
okay.
So the those diabolical little cat beings that we were fighting, the one that we fought earlier. There's at least one rummaging around in the woods, and other movement, all presumably headed the same direction we are currently, which is concerning.
This means we gotta pick up the pace.
Right. If you could snap back into myself, I'll have Noodle continue to loop. I'm going to start cracking on this as I pull out the diary. Just guide me while I'm reading, and I'll relay any relevant information. Perfect.
Okay. Anything anybody else wants to do while you're walking?
Potentially. I have Ranger Things. Fuck.
Ranger Things.
Thanks.
The sequel to the critically acclaimed show Danger Things.
Whoa!
Followed by the religious show Manger Things.
Whoa!
And the Hermione spin-off
Things.
The Hermione Granger spinoff. So silly.
That's not gonna matter. I just want to double check like my
Nothing but
spells,
dingers.
and then I have Natural Explorer, so that'll help us with our traversal. But let me just look at spells really quick.
Everyone's and like just for because at this point now we know there are gods involved. We fought fiends yesterday. I'm not using divine sense, but I am trying to use my training and background to just like try to keep my senses open to anything that starts to feel spooky in the bad way, you know? Anything that starts to feel fiendish, like keeping an eye on the vegetation, any of the typical signs of like incursions that I've been told about.
Okay, yeah. So Natural Explorer, I get proficiency bonus. I have Forest, so
Okay,
I
yeah.
get proficiency bonus to intellect and wisdom checks. Traveling, difficult terrain doesn't matter for us, and we can't get lost except by magical means.
Okay.
So if I know the general direction, I guess I know how to go that
Awesome.
way.
Yeah.
So
So cool.
we find more food, tracking creatures, we know number, size, passing, all that stuff. So that's just so
Sick.
you know.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I think that's it. And then I'm just gonna hold off on casting these spells unless.
Yeah, I'm
Things
gonna
get
say
close.
based on that, you guys make very quick time.
Mhm.
Like this what would be a day's journey for the people of Boworth, but for y'all it'll be closer to a half day's journey. Like it's way faster
amazing.
because Wilkes is better at. Because you see that this path that you're sort of moving parallel to quickly becomes nothing. Like it's just a barely trod thing. You do pass a sort of like sitting area where you see these like kind of makeshift logs, like seats that are next to two of more of those tombs.
Mhm.
They're both open and vacant, but it looks as though they were dragged. Like you can see the lines in the ground of where these things were being dragged, and some like scattered belongings, scattered bags and things that maybe this was used as a rest stop. But you don't see any beings present, so to speak. And you guys are, so you're making your way very quickly. And as you do, you start to notice a few things. You notice some normal vegetation. You see these pockets of these like bright yellow mushrooms where they're just like springing up kind of, they're profligate in amount. There's a ton of mushrooms here and there on these big broad patches. And then also, as you get further and further north, you start to see those red anemone flowers popping up as they get more and more larger and larger patches of these flowers as you progress. And while you're doing that, Andre, you are reading this diary.
Oh, I also have alert, just so you know.
No.
Nice.
I know, right?
I'm just saying that because I forgot.
Of course he does.
My character wouldn't have forgot.
He'd be too alert to forget. Okay. So, Andre, as you open up this diary, it is it looks like it was, it's not like handcrafted. It's not all shoddy the way that everything in Boworth seemed to be. It looks like it's a rather big book that is like well bound and was owned and cared for by a person who cared about keeping it, who kept it safe. And there is a little lock that was on it at one point, but it has since been basically destroyed. It is long dilapidated. As you you skim through it, it contains a series of entries over the course of the last 20 years. It's Talia's diary. You see reference to her wife, Denissa. Their big plans to take this big journey to Boworth and open up their own inn. They received a stipend from Jasper Boworth to do this as part of his grand expedition to the east. And as you keep sort of skimming it, you find certain passages sticking out to you every few pages. One of them seems to be based on what you heard from Wilkes about what year it is. One of the things that first sticks out to you takes place about 4 years ago. And it says, someone found something in the woods. One of Jasper's paid guard. It looks like some kind of old coffin. I found nothing horrid, but also fascinating. What used to be here on this island? What's here now? A few pages later, something terrible has happened. Jasper Boworth is dead. I heard someone say that he was eaten by his own wife. Could something so awful be possible? And if so, why is she still living happily in her home, unshackled? A few more pages. The rest of these entries seem to be normal things. Conversations she had with her partner, plans she had for the inn, contractors she consulted with. I have come to worry less about Madeline Boworth. She seemed so lovely when I saw her at the market, and the way she explained Jasper's death was so fearless and earnest. I almost fell in love with her. It's hard to explain, she just looked so delectable. I made plans for tea. I must make sure I lock this journal, lest Denissa find my inappropriate meanderings. A few pages later, Madeline has gone. I watched her go. It was beautiful to see her feed her own progeny. I don't know if I have the courage to follow her path, but maybe I can find more of those chambers in the forest. The one we have looks so lonesome in the center of town. The next entry you find, the celebration is coming. I can feel it in the air. Every few weeks, another of us is consumed, and every few months, we've watched one of our own ascend. The way Denissa has glowered me, however, has made me ever more certain that I must go as Madeline did. The sailors that have shown recently have also engaged in the merriment, though a few of them have made their way inland. You start to flip the pages in broader heaps, and you find the final entry. Denissa has agreed to my proposal. I think it is the best way to honor the Great One. She will ascend and turn her anger into glorious revenge, and I will wait in front of her tomb to be devoured and finally release my shame. Despite myself, I miss Madeline. And that is what you find within Talia's diary.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
As we're walking, just... All right. So that was approximately 20 years of entries that I just skimmed, so please do excuse my summarization, but it seems as though there was maybe four years back, maybe someone found a coffin, one of the guard of the town found a coffin in the woods, and ever since that item was introduced, people started going insane, starting with Boa's wife, who presumably consumed him, and then some sort of... I would be loath to call it chaos, because that seems, I don't know, obtuse. Just some kind of mass enchantment, making her seem correct, unattainably perfect in all that she did and said, something to be worshipped even, or at least aspired to be, and therefore others fell in line and wanted to approach the path, either via consumption or ascension, which were what the boxes were used for, which is, I assume oh my god, your friend.
I think, ascension is what we killed yesterday.
Yes. I'm so sorry.
So, what happens to the bodies? There was nothing in there except his robe and His locket.
The bodies presumably become what we fought. I'm terribly sorry. Also, we might have killed that woman's wife.
There's no guarantee that your friend was transformed into one of these. Perhaps he escaped?
It's possible. Perhaps.
Right. So,
Okay.
consumption
Consumption.
or ascension? And this all began with the discovery of a coffin
In the woods, yes.
and Madeline Boatworth.
Madeline Boworth.
You should keep an eye out for her.
I would be wary of possible thralls. Not all of us are. I assume none of us are immune to enchantment, thrall.
Nothing that you have to protect us.
I can dispel a charm should it arise, but I can only do it a few times.
The scroll.
The scroll.
There was a scroll with his things.
Spell magic.
Yeah, I gave it to you.
Yes, I have
Yes.
it in my possession.
I can do it as well,
I-
if you need.
I can
Wonderful.
offer some protection from one of us against
All right.
charm.
All right.
Just good to be aware if one of us starts acting odd. We'll know.
Well, we wouldn't have any experience with that now, would we?
Does anyone here want to eat anyone here?
No.
Goodness, no.
Okay, raise your hand if you're cannibalistic.
No,
Not
no,
me.
No, no.
Okay.
Galkin?
What?
I mean, you did it earlier, so just wanted to check.
Did it? What do you mean? I
Consume
didn't eat one of you.
Well, you consumed human flesh.
Yeah, you seemed happy about it.
It was made, presented to me,
Right.
and I was hungry, so I ate it.
You know what?
I find the simplicity of your way of thinking quite endearing, Colkin.
Mhm.
I have to
I
say.
do. You are an animal some of the time, and animals eat human flesh, so truly. Well,
If you get hungry, just let us know, yeah?
yes.
All right.
Fantastic.
Great, let's keep going.
As you are concluding this conversation, you find yourself, you almost start to see, Wilkes, you would be aware because you have the alert feed.
Sure.
But,
Thank you.
but the dirt begins to sort of crumble in front of you as you step out onto this sort of precipice.
Okay.
The anemone flowers have started to fill up your vision, basically, in how many of them dot this landscape. But they are ceased rather abruptly by this ledge as you look down, and about 10 feet below you is the first ring of what, as you look out, descends into a massive pit. You find yourself looking upon a dig site. The smell of freshly dug earth and sweat assails you. Almost immediately in front of you is this outer ring, and then a concentric series of continually lower circles connected by a sort of man-made internal winding slope to assist in the process of doing the dig. You see digging tools that are scattered in these loose heaps kind of around, but you don't see any human beings anywhere that would use those tools. Instead, you see some what can only be referred to as bipedal oddities.
Oh.
Oh.
You see these
Love that
beings
breath.
they're about 6 feet tall, varying.
My height.
Some are bigger, some are taller. They have this coal gray fur. They have the legs of a goat with these bulky black cloven hooves that are like the size of like a horse hoof. Their hands are large and shovel-like. There's almost this like cartilaginous skin between their fingers that those
Oh my
keener sight
God.
would see. They've got
Mhm.
these big. It doesn't look like webbing that you would use to swim. It looks like it's strong.
Well,
Like, and you do see some of them are digging into the walls of this thing, and others are pulling carts up this slope full of stone and earth, and depositing it in these great big piles.
Do they have claws or?
It's
or
There
just
are clawed
just-
tips to
webbed
it.
Clawed
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are
Okay,
clawed
clawed and
tips,
webbed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like that of a mole. You would know.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But much sort of gnarlier, for lack of a better word. Most unnervingly, if that's not doing it for you, it looks as though what might have begun as like bull-shaped horns coming out of the tops of their heads have continued to grow in these continual spirals that intersect and create these keratinous masks on the front of their faces that sort of cause their posture to lean forward. They have this kind of sloped posture as they drag these carts. And you see one dragging one of those coffins and laying it next to a pile of like 8 or 9 of them that are very unlike how they were distributed in the town where they were kind of scattered. These ones are neatly lined up, respectfully placed next to one another.
Dang.
And that is what you see.
Real quick, I want to turn around because I would have done.
There's one other thing, actually. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Because I don't, that's the, man, when there's so many things, because you're looking at this vast, this vista that opens up in front of you, right? On the far edge of it, you see a 20-foot tall, covered figure suspended by the arms and neck on this wooden apparatus. Brown canvas hung over it, concealing the figure's details. But you can make out, on one end, an enormous, bony, clawed hand. This one's not webbed. It is a series of claws. It is a 5-fingered, giant, sharp claws. You see, it's mostly skeletal, but there are bits of fur and flesh hanging off of it.
This is a statue?
This is
what color is the fur?
It's
shrouded.
It's hung up, but it's covered in these rags.
What color is the fur?
The fur?
Yeah, what color is it?
It's it's
Daytime.
gray.
It's gray. Is it gray? That's so funny.
Isn't that hilarious?
This is
At the
unnerving
bottom,
part.
too, you see sticking out these gigantic sharp-edged toes, sickeningly dotted with patches of fur and flesh. And from presumably its head, though its head is covered, you do see one horn coming out and around.
Don't like this.
Andra.
This
I got-
bone-white horn coming out.
Andra, what's going on?
One moment.
Getting quite worked up.
Yes, a bit. A terrible poker face.
It's all right. You don't need to work on that. Probably better that you don't. What's wrong?
I might know him.
The strung up creature man? Is he a friend of yours?
Well, he was a bit smaller.
Well, you were bigger when we met you as well.
Yes. Well, that's fair.
And he's like 20 feet tall,
Yeah.
you said?
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny. I was just about to sending him and ask how he was doing.
Well, we don't need to do that anymore, now do we?
Well, he didn't have horns last time.
Is he... Should we free him? What?
It's funny enough. He was the nice one. So this is quite unideal. I would
Who's
call
the mean one? Who
the
who
mean
should we
one?
be worried
Everyone
about?
else.
Right. How many everyone else's are we needing?
Well, it was me, Lark, Oz, Zothara, Dragar, and Mordred.
What are you?
We were a group. You're a group.
I wasn't 20 feet tall.
Well, neither was he.
I didn't have claws for hands.
He's just a
Sometimes
Leonin.
I do.
He's a what?
He's a Leonin.
Leo.
Oh, what?
A Leonin.
Oh.
Leo.
Oh, right. I do kind of see it now.
And that one is Oz?
That's Oz. Yes, I think so.
Being,
Cross his name off.
It looks
Don't
as if
cross
he's
his name
being...
off.
All right,
He's
all right.
fine.
Oz.
It looks as if he's being held captive,
He's
though,
fine.
right? Like...
Stop it. He's fine.
Can I detect thoughts?
Sure.
Wait, how far away? Do we have to get closer?
Can I cast
I
message?
don't know how big you said it was on the other side.
How big is the chasm?
A
It's
message?
probably like 60 feet across this chasm.
How many feet?
60?
Okay. I've got 30 feet.
I've got 120 feet for message.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna try to message him.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Yo, what?
Okay, interesting.
Just gonna flick my hand in his direction. Oz, darling, you seem a bit strung up at the moment. I just wanted to check in. It's your good pal, Andra. How are you doing? Please respond. Are you dead?
Do we hear that? Do we hear her say?
No, only
Okay,
the
cool.
creature that sends it.
Got it.
Only the target.
All right.
I don't wake it.
What is that?
We know that she was doing that, right?
Yes.
Can I just hearing? I will look and keep a very good eye on any movement, any twitching, any type of recognition of something coming through.
Yeah. As you sort of stare down this.
Yeah, I'm mainly looking at the hand because that's the thing that's
obelisk, this
out.
Monument.
Yeah.
Yeah. You watch it very closely and you see the fabric sort of quiver and oscillate. But it's just the wind. And Andra, you hear no response.
Oh, great. He's dead. He's great.
Right, I'm going to cross off that name.
Oh,
Shall I wait? I'll wait.
maybe he's just sleeping.
I'll
We
put a
can-
question mark next to it.
We can get
Yeah.
closer if you'd like.
Well, I think maybe he's just sleeping.
I also
Well,
think some clarity is warranted. Andrea, were you the only one that Locke was intending to send anywhere at all?
Well,
Or
I
was
was the only
everybody?
one there.
So then what is your friend doing here?
Has Locke sent more?
Did he send others?
I don't know.
There's one other thing you see as you're captivated by this sight. But as you all start to look around as you're having this conversation, you do see a fine house to your left. That looks better than anything that was in Boworth. It is something that has been well maintained.
Quite fine house.
And it's a 2-story house. Yeah.
Is there any movement or activity that we can see in there?
Hard to say. There
windows?
are 2 of these creatures, these horned creatures, sort of, for lack of, you would recognize it as kind of standing guard out front. Yeah.
I'm going to divine sense
Okay.
again.
Smart.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, this
funny.
feels pretty
That's
abyssal.
funny.
And-
Divine says my
yeah.
friend, he's fine.
So I'm just saying the silver sheen goes over my eyes very briefly, like a flash of moonlight, and I will look and see if I can spot any of these near creatures. Are they celestials, fiends, or undead?
Let me
So
think
it's
about
so
this.
fiend coded.
Yeah, it feels pretty
You
fiend.
need spelling.
Oh.
Enter spelling for you.
Cool. Yeah. So I was fighting for my life in these
Yeah,
streets.
gotcha.
I'm gonna say that these don't read you as fiends.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So they're not fiends, they're not undead,
No.
they're not celestial.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Do they look intelligent? Sorry, Raz.
No, you're good. You're good. I might play off of this.
Make a
You know, in the way I'm trying to do a
Yeah.
guard dog versus a guard
Yeah.
who's
Yeah,
alert
yeah,
and
yeah.
looking. You know what I mean?
make a nature check.
Ooh.
Yeah, or an insight check. I'll say if you.
More betterus.
Yes.
I like that better.
Fair enough.
Where is everything? That is a 14.
14. Somewhere between a guard dog and a guard.
Okay,
You
so they're-
I would say you make an insight check. Yeah. So these things, I would say in the question of are they intelligent?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
They're not
Yeah.
brilliant. They're not
Yeah.
geniuses, but they appear to be working in an organized fashion. Like they're working together
Right.
to do this dig. They're cooperating, communicating. You don't hear any language, but you do hear, and Culkin, you would recognize is this way that they seem to be communicating with one another. It doesn't seem like words. It's just how they're sort of getting each other's attention and responding to things. It's this sound that they make.
They're not celestials, fiends, or undead, which leads me to believe that they're something else.
Is it important that we find out what they are, or do we just shoot them?
It would be helpful.
Please don't shoot
they're
my friend.
monstrosities. They could be simply creatures from here. On the other hand, if they are aberrations, well, that's an entirely different problem.
I certainly hope he didn't become aberrant. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with my friend.
Andra,
Maybe we're in moment.
Take
I think the thing wrong with him is death.
Hold noodle. Hold noodle. Hold noodle.
It's not the same
But
when
you
he's an
checked for
owl.
undead, right? And there were no undead.
I can see all of it. Celestial, fiend, or undead. If they're any of those three,
And what's the range on it again? It's
60
massive.
feet.
60 feet.
60 feet, as long as they're not behind total cover.
If something is dead, are you able to tell?
Not
They're
unless
not
it's
undead.
undead.
That's
right.
Not
Okay.
unless it's undead.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
I understand this is a lot for you to take in, but
Completely fine. It's normal.
it's not fine and it's not normal, and that's quite all right. But I do need you to keep your wits about you.
Absolutely. Okay. Was there
Yep.
anything in my? Oh no, you go.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Was there anything in our research that I knew that could have done this.
Oh. That
Because
could have done what?
why is he 20 feet tall and horned? And here? What's up with that?
What is your
Okay,
searching?
please
Please,
you
Arcana,
make a
please.
check. Make an Arcana check.
That's still
Good.
That's
got
just
this.
those three.
Perfect.
Steel fiend.
Perfect. 24.
24.
Roll
Okay,
a
the
13.
last memory that you... hang on.
Yeah, this is...
I also have something
hard.
too later if this doesn't
Yeah.
help. So
This is hard, but I do.
know.
But there is something you like. You know, this is your field.
Mm-hmm.
You distinctly have a memory of, and to you now, it seems so strange that this happened at all. But you remember basically the last argument you ever had with Lakain was during one of your ventures down the path toward the juncture. And it's foggy to you, even what happened at the juncture. But at the juncture, there was a presence of something otherworldly. And there was something that was very attractive to you about this otherworldly presence. Something that appealed to both your scientific interests and also your personal ones. But when you think about that too, you're kind of like, I don't really... There's this there's this moment where like you remember that feeling, and then it almost immediately dematerializes that compulsion, that interest. But with a 24, sort of thinking back on what kind of magic might have done this, that kind of magic, if that makes sense, might have turned Oz 20 feet tall, and to have horns, and be dead.
And be dead.
In another time.
Of all things, of all people to partake, I did not take it to be odd.
Anything in your notes there?
A memory of sorts. Just when the lot of us were a research group, this was our field of interest, abyssal rifts and the like. And so when we had gone to perhaps examine one such perhaps indication of something that could have possibly been a rift, there was just perhaps a presence that was otherworldly and attractive. And while I myself did not partake, of course, nor did the remainder of our motley crew, I suppose Oz might have.
You distinctly remember from your dream the other day, those hands crawling out of that rift in the sky.
This seems fine.
Great.
Yeah.
Doubtful.
Perfect.
I'm curious about
Um,
this house. Will, do you have anything?
Mainly curious, quickly, why do you care so much about abyssal rifts? From what I've heard, they're a terrible place.
Well, yes, and we had an abyssal incursion in my time, if we're referring it to that. It was preventative measures.
Oh.
We wanted to stop another one from possibly occurring.
Interesting.
Yes, good Samaritans, a lot of us.
Well, give me a second. And I'll go down to the ground, and similar to when I put my hand on, put the hand on the ground, and then those pieces will climb down, and I will kind of focus and channel, and you see almost like a moment of silence, and like everything kind of goes still in the forest, and then there's just like a subtle and like an expanse, almost like the air getting pushed out, and then like the trees shake and flicker.
Yeah.
And to me, I see as the shockwave almost expands, in my eyes, I look around and I see all these little glittering, subtle pieces of light that flicker in the trees and the branches, and it goes out for technically 6 miles as I cast primeval awareness.
Fuck.
And I can sense, it's just a general thing, but it says I can use a spell slot and an action to sense if there are aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead within 6 miles. It doesn't reveal the creature's location or number, so it's just, I think it's just like a vibe check.
Yup.
Yeah.
Like, do I feel
Okay,
those
read the
kind
list again to me.
Yes, of course. I know there's more.
Yeah.
There's
All of it.
It's like all
All
of them. All of them except beasts.
yeah, so within 6 miles, aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead.
At least they alphabetized.
Noodle
it for
picks
you.
it.
Okay, don't.
Yeah.
Don't give this guy.
Yeah, I don't think I get location or number.
If later on I go, this thing's a fiend, and you're like, but you didn't say it in
That's
the
fine.
6-mile radius. But please forgive me.
That's fine. That's fine.
But let me think. Okay.
I think mainly I'm just trying to figure out what the things are
Like
in front
right
of us
in front
are.
of us, yeah.
So like I don't get location or number, but
Yeah, I mean,
5.
it's not in that category.
no.
Yeah, it's the creatures in front of you are not in that category.
And then do I get anything else that's in the area that immediately comes to mind?
Maybe
Maybe what we have
It's
to
fun
encounter
seeing
in the
you get-
hole.
you get
Yeah.
a sense of elemental stuff
Okay.
coming from the house.
Okay.
And I mean,
Yeah, I mean it's general. I don't even know if I get the house because it says the feature doesn't reveal the creature's location or number. So I think
so
it's
just
just
like
like
it's around.
I feel
yeah.
like there
so
are
there's definitely
sensing,
fiendish presence, for lack of a better explanation. There was
pinging. All right, breaking things.
This is the fun part.
Yeah. I'm gonna say celestial
Okay.
because we're so general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's definitely there.
The DM equivalent of like.
We'll get there.
Oh, I guess mine's farther than yours. I guess.
Yours is my 60
don't
feet.
think
Yours
so.
is 6
I don't
miles.
think so.
Yeah.
And then
That's for,
they-
who would make why?
Why would you do that? to
6
the end?
miles? Like
Why would you do that?
I don't
It's
know
only
what
6
6
if he's in his
It can
favorite
also be-
terrain.
Yeah.
He is.
I mean, it's also a mile if it's not favorite terrain. So maybe we
Gotcha.
stepped out of the forest if you want to just make
That's
it a
all
mile.
right. I mean,
we're on the edge
it's a
of,
fairly secluded island, so like what's here is here. You know,
Uh-huh.
like I'm not super worried about that. there's a lot of shit.
There's
in
so
this
much
site.
shit.
There's so much shit. And you do, yeah. So I'm gonna say definitely
getting
fiend,
pinged.
definitely
He's
celestial.
just getting
Okay.
And maybe some fae,
Mm-hmm.
and then elemental.
Mm.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I got for you.
Are you gonna do anything with that, or
Much stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's some weird shit here.
all right?
Again, I don't. I mean, I don't. We're here to figure out the portals. Like whatever is around them, I couldn't care less. If it is a problem, I'll take it out. But knowing its backstory is not something that's interesting to me.
I will flick my nose again, cast detect magic, and turn around and look at the flowers.
Okay. Same thing you caught from the ones in the headband.
I'm gonna take
Well, because that was Andra who did detect magic.
No, that was
No.
It was
No,
me,
he
yeah.
did.
Koken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
she
identified.
identified.
Oh,
it,
you
yeah.
did identify. Got it.
I'm going to drop to one knee, and I'm going to motion my hands forward, and a single spectral hand is going to continue, and a mage hand is going to go pluck a flower
Okay,
Mm.
Cool. Yeah. You can
and
do that.
bring it back, and I'm just going to look at it without touching it, and
Mhm.
I know there's a lot down there, but the lady was wearing one of these,
Mm-hmm.
and they're magical.
Huh.
I wonder if wonder what they do.
I'm curious as well.
When I attempted to identify it, I wasn't lying when I said it was mundane. Any reaction from me was purely sentimental. These were his favorite flower, so I thought it was a coincidence, because why would he be 20 feet tall and have horns, you know? why would
What
that?
did he look like when you remember him?
Just fucking normal, you know, not 20 feet tall. He's just a Leonin. That's it. Quiet and I wouldn't say debonair, but courageous. The kind one.
Mm. What were the nomenclatures for your other friends? My curiosity's piqued.
Oh.
He was the nice one.
Yes, the nice one and then the other ones.
Ah.
I don't know. I didn't get along terribly to them. Zilthar didn't suck, but
Didn't suck.
Should we go say hello?
We shall. I would like to approach the fine house. Yes.
Do you think he's super dead? Should I sending him? Maybe I could sending him. Maybe he's not super dead. Maybe he's just vacant.
I don't think it doesn't seem alive from here.
Try
we
it
can,
if you must.
All right.
If you want the peace of mind.
I see. I would rather sending someone else, but I fear that I would have a complete mental breakdown if that didn't go through.
It's fine. Well, all right. So again, I ask you, Andra.
Yes.
You strike me as somebody who's quite intelligent and good at making decisions.
Correct.
Do you think that this is a good decision right now?
Well, you see, it would make me feel either better or inconsolably worse.
Right, and in the current situation, based off of what we see before
I'm
us,
quite manic.
are we willing to potentially risk the adverse conclusion?
No.
The sign.
No, we're not.
No, Colkin, you have to let them do the homework themselves.
Why?
I need a moment.
That's pretty.
Yes.
That's pretty simple.
No, I agree.
Fine, let's just go to the house. Let's go to the spooky
We
house.
will take care of your friend.
Yes, I'm certain he's completely fine.
I understand. We will take care in a moment, all right?
Yes, absolutely.
We
Let's just
need
go to
you-
the spooky house.
We need you here with us.
Yes, I love the spooky house. Let's go to the spooky house of death.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Great.
All right, follow me.
Yeah.
Okay, you descend. It's not too difficult to climb down.
It's down in the hole, or is it on the side of the hole?
No, so this
Yeah,
is
it's
like
off the
top
side,
layer of it,
yeah.
basically.
It's on the top layer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you sort of like descend from the sort of hill you're on.
10 feet.
And then you make your way over.
Stand behind
These
me.
creatures do sort of like take note of you.
Mm.
It's hard to tell. Their eyes are concealed behind these masses of horns.
Yeah, I would be hesitant. I think at first approaching them,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess it seems like it's fine.
They don't seem to make. They don't even make a at you. They literally just sort of take note, and then they're back to their work. And as you approach the sort of like guards that are standing there, also like they're still. They're not like stone still, but they're just like limply standing there, seem content. And if you try to pass them,
Hey, Golkin, go see if you can go inside.
In the
Yeah, in the house.
All right. Just walk in.
Yeah, I mean, I maybe ask the guards or something, but
What?
Do you want me to go with you?
I'm not.
maybe for safety, stay back.
Yeah, just.
He could turn into things, right? He'll be all right.
Yeah.
Into a direwolf.
Well, that seems a bit unfair for the two.
It's all right. I'll go.
Are you certain? I can go with you. I mean, they had a sort of. No. Okay.
Nah, it's all right. All right. Off we go.
Oh, I'm gonna give you a little tap on the shoulder. I give you a bardic.
Yay.
Mm.
You feel sort of like like a tender squeeze of like a friend who hasn't seen you in a while when they're like squeeze. Like that.
Oh.
No, you're so good. Yeah. You're
Your nose
affection. Aw.
Thank you.
Is it just you, Colgan? You're stepping up.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll from a
1d8.
distance.
1d8. Okay.
I will pull my bow out and knock an arrow.
Okay.
Just kind of get ready.
I will. To be. Yeah. I'll pull out my staff, and I will. I'll hold it up for a second, and from the middle, I'll just run my hands along it, and cast Shillelagh.
Okay.
Hey.
Cool.
I'm holding teleport creature.
What?
If they attack, it goes off, and I'm teleporting Culkin right next to my side.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I put my hand on my sword.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
As Culkin walks off, just before he does, I will step up next to Andril, and like I don't look at them, but I just like sidle up next to you. You all right?
Perfectly fine.
Steady.
Steady.
Culkin, as you produce your shillelagh, these guards do sort of like there's a tension. Like they definitely turn to look at you. But do you approach in a particular way?
Yeah, so I do that, and then I do put it back on my back.
Okay.
But I just kind of walk up nonchalant. Hello there.
This goes on for
So happy. He's good in the neighborhood.
Amazing.
But Culkin, you get the impression that like all is well. There's no indication of animosity. This thing seems content to just sort of
Like,
bandy about with you.
converse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Try and go in the house.
I do a grunt that's like, and like, don't worry. And
And it sort of turns away from you.
I will try to enter the
You're
house.
able to walk up.
Yeah.
There is a door with
All right, there we go.
glass panes, like sort of stained glass
Him than us.
panes on it.
Yeah.
Nice door. You're able to open it.
Yeah.
What
Reach
are
up
the
to
rest of y'all doing?
Yeah, I mean, I guess once he gets like kind of clearance, we'll follow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Going.
but if
Yeah.
once
Yeah.
he goes in without being attacked or anything, yeah, I'm going in.
Yeah, I'll go too.
I'll knock the
Mhm.
arrow, put the.
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna walk up next to you, Wilkes, and I want to give them more walking distance next to each other.
You guys make it your way in.
Yeah.
And you all catch up to Culkin. Culkin kind of like sees you all and gestures that all is clear. You all see quite an amazing home as you enter. As you pass through this door, you see a massive room full of long tables covered in countless books and papers and scrolls stretched across them, parchment with scribbles and re-scribbles of arcane formulae and geometric designs, blueprints of underground chambers, and words you've never heard of in languages you've never seen. And then, up on the wall, you see a huge tapestry that has a sort of magical enchantment to it that appears to be animating certain features of it. You recognize this, especially. I think somebody recently drew the planar spheres. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. And it looks very much like that rendering. You see where do I begin? You see what is recognizable as the prime material plane. Bits of earth and water. It's sort of a dull color, but has the projection of safety upon it. It is a recognizable, familiar place. And then around that streak these rings, these circles that spiral around it, and you can see them moving. One of them is fiery, scorching, and one of them is icy and watery, and one of them is this rock slide, effectively, and the other, the currents of wind. You recognize these as the elemental planes. Betwixt those is this gradient silver pattern that travels between the elemental planes and the material plane. This is, of course, the ethereal plane. This lies within something that you recognize from your dream the other day, this glistening, scintillating, glittering abyss that is the astral sea. These particles just scattering through it, dancing around throughout this entire tapestry. Bouncing from corner to corner of this tapestry, you see these small circles. They spiral and twist. They become other shapes, different ellipticals, rectangles, many-sided geometric shapes. These are hard to sort of name, but you do recognize certain elements. Wilkes, I don't know if your feature continues to last, but some of these would appear to be fey in nature. There are and some sort of more shadowy, and some a little more sort of neutral in their design. And then above, almost glittering off of this tapestry, you see the high mountain, a white, gorgeous, glowing cloud. And below, you see a black darkness leaking off of the bottom and little pockets of volcanic eruption to what you know as the abyss, and within it, the hells. Staring ruefully at this in the center of the room, like a statue, hands framing his face in contemplation, is an elderly elf. White blonde hair falling carelessly around his haggard, sharp visage. He's got a darker complexion. He's not quite handsome, but he has very sharp features, despite his age. He has ocean blue eyes that are sunken in by years of misery that sit behind tiny circular spectacles.
Vader, I assume?
Vator,
Vator. Apologies. I'd only heard it, seen it phonetically.
That's quite all right. It's quite all right. Are you here about my missive?
We are, yes.
Good. Well, I suppose I couldn't be too hopeful that the last person I sent was going to come back successfully.
And you see he's kind of just like contemplatively.
Contemplative. Yeah. That's a fun word to say.
That is a hard word.
Staring at this tapestry, and as you make your way in closer, as he sort of like gives you this wave of like acknowledgement, he doesn't really turn to look at you. He sort of like peeks at you outside the side of his glasses. You see behind him, in the corner, a bedridden figure. You can make out a thin, feminine shape, but it's heavily concealed by these fine blankets and you would recognize it, Solana, as sort of a steam-powered breathing apparatus with these great bellows and this like miniature steam engine bouncing back and forth and continuing to provide air to this being who is breathing this haggard breath. And that is what you see behind Vator.
Welcome to my humble dig site. If the court let you in, then I suppose you must be invited here.
Court?
And he sort of indicates the guards outside.
Yes, the court.
Court of what?
The unforgiven. Hard to explain. Some of these things come to me in dreams, or maybe it's something I've read.
And he sort of looks around. He moves one of the books off of the table in front of him. It slides. Another book falls onto the ground.
I can't remember where I saw it. But they seem to respond to it.
Are you familiar with all, I suppose, occurrences here, perhaps the large figure?
Oh, yes, Osregor.
Great.
Are you familiar with Osregor?
Mm-hmm.
That's curious.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met anyone who knows Osregor.
It's your lucky day. Not my lucky day.
Maybe so.
Shit fucking day.
He's passed, I assume.
Yes, is he dead?
He's a skeleton. Are you quite all right?
Sometimes skeletons are alive.
That's one word for it.
That's a great point.
Mm-hmm.
They were undead, if you want to be.
Well,
but I take your point.
Thank you so much for the semantics lesson.
I think it's pretty important if you need to destroy it with magic. The difference.
Osregor.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You knew.
No, I didn't. I didn't put it together because I didn't, his name was just Oz.
Is she lying?
You
Make an insight check.
Oh, shit.
Should I roll?
17.
Should I roll?
I guess. What do you?
You
Yeah.
can do persuasion or deception. That's what we do, right? To kind of like keep it open.
Persuasion, whichever one applies in this moment. I'll leave it to you.
28.
28.
Mhm.
You
God
don't have to say.
damn. Yeah, you don't have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you want to.
Huh.
Persuasion.
Detect thoughts.
You want to cast Detect Thoughts?
Whoa.
Oh, on whom? Oh, okay. Damn.
Is it an area thing or
Let's
is it?
see.
I think
you can just choose.
It's just one person, right?
Let me double check. But
You
I
just
believe...
cast on yourself and then you can like.
Yeah, it's a self. It's
Yeah.
a wisdom
So you can, like,
save.
bounce it to Vator.
Wisdom
Yeah.
save of 15.
Unless, are you going to probe? Because it's just surface at
I'll
first,
do surface
right?
for first. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No,
sorry.
please.
No,
I
yeah.
don't know how the
Sorry.
spell works. So yeah.
No, it's good.
I
That's why.
apologize.
It
I
sounds too
apologize.
stressful to me to cast. Like I'm always like, I don't want to know. what
Surface
it
thoughts.
is.
First.
I don't understand. I don't know why this is happening. I don't know what he got himself into or how this could have happened, but it doesn't make any sense.
I'm going to probe.
Okay, so what does that require? Well-
I'll know that you did this.
Okay.
16.
All right. Hey, fails.
Damn.
Mm.
Awesome. I love it so much.
Shoot, you look. You could have just asked.
Would you have answered?
Yes.
Then go ahead.
Okay, I let you in.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! What do you probe for?
Ooh, okay. So I think I wanna know everything about Asregor. Any times he seemed suspicious. No.
Just, I mean, he was super gentle, very dangerous, like a strong individual. He was the leader of a sort of mercenary group. He was in charge of security for their expeditions. So very capable sort. Kept to himself, not a sharer.
I was fond of him.
Always respectful, like really, really easy to work with.
See any flashes of just the bond that you guys had? Cool.
You would, I guess, get some sense of that. You would get confirmation of the Red Anemones being a flower that he had an attachment to.
Last time you saw him.
Yeah, I want to know that. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Last time you saw him.
Oh man.
Okay, last time you saw him.
Because you could have saw him last night, and then it would have been like,
Yeah, I mean, last time you saw him, things would have been
here 20 years ago. Yeah.
Things would have been good. Things would have been fine. It would have been totally
Probably
a normal
came over
interaction.
for dinner.
Yeah.
Came over to
made
our
fun
house.
of Lux
Most
cooking with
recent
you.
briefing
Made
you
fun of Lux
had.
cooking with me,
Yeah.
100%.
Most recent
tradition.
briefing you were a part of with your research group.
Most recent briefing. It would be muddy, wouldn't it?
It would be a little bit.
It would be
If you've cast this on people before and done this kind of checking, you'd be like, what? Like, wait, what? Why can't I? There, you like would be like, oh, I found the. No, it's not there. Wait a minute.
No.
That's strangely.
Oh no.
That doesn't make any sense. That's It would. There's this like you get the feeling of something being missing from that.
Oh no.
Girl's got Swiss cheese brains.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh no.
Andra.
Yes.
Are there perhaps adverse side effects to the type of research or exploration or ventures that you and your research group partake in?
Oh, I no longer partake in it.
Why?
I felt no need to.
Why?
It no longer. Well, I don't know. I suppose what appealed to me previously no longer appealed to me.
I understand. Something is wrong with your memory.
My memory is impeccable.
Except for the parts that are missing.
No, I recall everything in...
You recall everything you recall.
Yes.
There are things that are missing.
Well, how would you know that if I can't recall them?
Exactly. That's how I know they're missing.
But how would you know they're missing if you have the complete picture, which I would have if I remembered everything?
Right. You are quite exhausting to talk to.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Veta, who is that? And I'm going to point to Vator. Who is that a companion of yours?
That is my daughter, Ephra. That's why I'm out here.
You're looking for a cure of some kind?
Yes.
Because
You're
the
very
gods
astute.
wouldn't listen?
I'm sorry.
Because the gods wouldn't listen.
Indeed. The gods are the source of all my problems.
Careful.
Do you think the opposite will help?
No. I think you can solve divine problems with divine solutions. And I have learned that divinity is not all-knowing, nor all-powerful. So it's up to us to solve our own problems with whatever power we can get hold of.
You mentioned that you'd sent for a missive before. They didn't return.
Yes, do you wear your pendant on the outside?
It's like around my neck right here.
As he sort of diverts, especially with Andra, the way that you have been responding, he sort of like gets a good look at all of you, and his eyes drop onto your pendant. A warrior bearing a symbol kind of like that one. Gosh, I sent them 2 weeks ago, and then there were a few more. Couple days now.
What did you send them to do exactly?
Well, you're not afraid of the abyss, are you?
Of course not.
I tried to make that very clear. Within the abyss lies an endless void until it is no longer endless. Ah, thank you.
And as he's speaking, one of these creatures comes out from another room and has a cup of tea, places it next to Vator, and then it goes over to where Aoife is lying, and it appears to be checking the instruments that are on their bed.
What does she have?
There's not a name for it.
Well, are those among you learned?
Some of us went to school. Yes.
You may be familiar with my book, The Tragedy of the Loss. I wrote it with my wife.
You motherfucker.
What the shit just happened? What the shit just happened? What?
No fucking way, dude.
Would I have heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. I don't know how much your clan would keep up with
We
other
that's part
academic
of what
cultures.
we trade.
Yeah, okay.
Is in
Then definitely.
information and knowledge of the.
And definitely. And you would have been able to, within the tribes, be able to corroborate the things that were said in it.
Given where we live.
Yeah, and given
Like-
the nature of your rituals and stuff,
Yeah.
you would be you'd be like, this all checks out.
Did he
It's a good book.
publish? Did he publish under his name, or did he publish under
Under his name.
Um.
Vator?
I don't know if I know then back.
Oh,
It's fine,
okay,
it's fine,
gotcha. No
it's
problem.
Different character.
No worries.
Oh my god.
It's fun seeing you.
Yeah.
guys.
Having a great time over here.
Yeah, it's like such two
Yeah.
sides.
I
of
wanted
this
to
kind of
start
coin.
saying mundane stuff and the chairs were blue, and I'd be like,
Oh,
shit! Oh my god! Shit! Oh my god! I have to go.
Oh god.
My people need me.
Jesus Christ.
Wait.
Yeah. So yeah.
How old is this guy?
He's an elf.
He's an elf.
By your estimation, somewhere maybe 600 years old.
Ooh,
If he's old enough to look old.
Yeah.
Would he know about the once renewed?
Yeah. So wait, we asked.
Wait.
What was the last question we asked him? I asked him what they were sent for exactly. Is that the last
She
time?
asked what the daughter had.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Oh
Yeah.
And then he said, how learned are you? You might be familiar with my book, The Tragedy of the
Yeah,
Lost.
okay.
I wrote it with my wife.
Who's
Do
the
any
wife?
of us know of that book?
Yeah.
I don't know
I-
if I'm gonna
Does
do
he
that.
have-
You wouldn't.
Duh.
You Wilkes probably wouldn't. I
That's
don't
fine.
think.
I'm not really
but
looking at
the
books.
Culkin and
Should
you
we do
two
some kind
definitely
of?
would.
Do you want to? Oh, we would from
Yeah.
school.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
For
there you go.
sure.
They
Yeah.
make us read it freshman year. It's like, and how you respond to it says something about you.
How do you have it on your bookshelf?
Yeah.
You're a fucking
Exactly.
Jackass.
Man search for
You
meaning.
think you're so cool.
Amazing.
Anyways.
Okay.
What's
So, yeah,
his
sorry.
wife? What's your wife's name?
It doesn't matter.
Is she no longer with us?
Yes.
I'm
The
so
gods
sorry.
took my wife from me and cursed my daughter. While I devoted hundreds of years to studying, celebrating, and storying their work, they took everything that ever mattered to me.
Why?
What's her name, friend?
I don't like to say it. Well, while we were writing the book, Aoife was born. And she died. And before Aoife could walk, the light left her eyes. And now, well, she's kept alive by science, which is still on my side. So, I intend to solve my own problems, so the only way I know how. In the waste, while I studied Primordia, I found something of legend. There was a scholar called the librarian who spoke with a tear regularly, and a tear being such a pervert for knowledge got carried away with some of the things that he shared with the librarian, and the librarian chronicled all of these things. I found the library. And from it, I was able to learn, well, things that we were not supposed to learn. Things that a tier shouldn't have told us. And that's how I ended up here. The last 50 years. Digging.
For what?
The abyss is infinite until it isn't. There is something called the path. Deep into this dig site, you will find a peculiar magic circle. Something akin to a teleportation circle. But instead of to another location, it will take you into the abyss. But not in the abyss in a normal sense. Think of it as an endless expanse in 2 dimensions. And then this portal takes you through a 3rd dimension. Nay, a 4th. Puncturing through the abyss to find the end. But the old gods didn't want us to find the end, so they plugged it up. But that is where our fortune lies. Because in this plug that they created, you can find the heart of Azregor. And Azregor cannot be killed, so his heart will provide me the cure that I need. And that is my entire care in the matter. So my request is that you go onto the path, find this place that the gods created, and locate the enclosure, the box. I don't know what it will be, what form it will take, but there will be a number of them. 5. One of those boxes will hold Azregor's heart. And that heart will save my daughter. That is my request.
Where did you find those notes? Where did you find those notes? What did they say? Were they signed? What you read, were they signed?
Make an insight check.
Oh, you fucker. Okay, that better... Oh, God, I'm shaking. I have 14.
14. You see just the faintest flick of his eyes over to... there is how do I even describe it? There's a leather notebook amidst this pile of books. And you recognize
Oh,
it.
I know I do.
Yeah. I have access to certain wells of knowledge, some of them written, some of them...
That is my notebook. Give it back to me.
I find it very improbable that that's your notebook.
She's out of time.
You've been to
She
the
looks
juncture
fine to
yourself
me.
then. You've been to the juncture yourself then. You've gone.
No, not myself.
Of course you haven't.
Well, it's a fearful journey. That's why I need help.
And if you've just told me of it, how did I know about it? How did I know what it was called? Give me my fucking notebook.
She's either from before us or after us, but she knows more about this than either of us do. I would recommend you hand it over.
What do you know of Wraith Brew? Take the notebook.
I spit at that name.
He acknowledges it. It's yours.
I'm gonna go up and grab it. It's my fucking notebook.
Where did you find it?
In the antechamber. When you access the path, there's sort of an antechamber. A place before I think it was used as some kind of preparation grounds before exploration began.
Yes.
It also preserved things.
Yes.
Do you care to share your learnings?
Not to you, most certainly not.
All right, then.
I find that diplomacy works better when you're willing to cooperate.
Well, perhaps he should work 30-some odd years and figure it out himself.
I've been working for 50 years
Oh, that's
just at this
embarrassing.
dig site.
That's embarrassing for you.
Young lady, I have traveled this entire world seeking these answers. I have chronicled centuries of history.
That's adorable.
Do not speak down to me like some peasant.
It's completely fine. I just figured it out, so it's fine.
Would you care to enlighten the rest of us then?
Please, sir.
As to what?
We are here.
Oh, Kane was talking to Andrew.
We are here for that information. I don't know if you're aware, but maybe you are. Portals are opening.
Oh, yes, yes.
We need to know why. We need to know they can be used or turned off. It's tearing the fucking world apart.
Interesting.
Do you have that kind of information, friend?
I do. And he pulls a drawer, and from it pulls out this yellow. It is bifurcated. It is basically a yellow diamond broken in half that's sort of floating around this invisible center, and around that rotates this orbit of tiny yellow particles, sort of like fragments of this thing. And you all would recognize this vaguely as a memory crystal, although it doesn't look like any kind of memory crystal you've ever seen before. Andra, you would recognize this as a very normal memory crystal, and as one that you've seen used.
How much?
The heart of Ezregor.
What's stopping us from just taking from you right now?
Well, I'll tell you this. You can't. You won't find out where it is from me. I will not tell you. If you kill me, you will never find it. And this, and the illusion disappears. There's nothing.
I'll look to Solara.
It's the job.
Fair enough, friend. Any more information you can give us?
Yeah, what of Wraith Brew?
What do you know of him?
He's got my people under his thumb.
And did he send you?
Aye.
But you don't like him.
Not one bit.
Do you know who Wraith Brew is?
The Minister of War, no? Isn't he, some important... He's some kind of an important, war minister.
Yes, he is. He sure is.
Kaldor.
Yeah, War Minister of Kaldor, Wraith Brew. I could share it with you, but I'd kind of prefer that you read our correspondence. And he, he thaumaturges some of the books away, and you see there's this like ink vial, and there's a parchment that is this like ragged kind of letter that upon inspection might have been delivered by a carrier bird or some kind. And then you see like basically a journal, like a big tome.
And he sort of gestures to you.
Yeah, I'll walk.
Forgive me for indulging my pride.
You can either take it or you can read it.
I'm gonna read it.
I want to grab it, and you seem interested.
Yeah.
You know him too.
I know of him.
I'll crack it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you look at the letter first. It's this sort of ragged parchment.
Mhm.
At the top, it says, beautiful handwriting, immaculate cursive, very legible, but also just like astounding aesthetically. And the ink is so consistent; it's expensive ink. You see written, Vator. Despite your years and your genius, you remain a child in my eyes, flailing around helplessly for his lost cause. Your daughter is dead, Vator. I can make her something new, something more. And you can offer me the knowledge that I know you have removed from your texts. Or will you continue to be a paranoid rodent nibbling holes into the corpses of old worlds? You do nothing but irritate me, and still I offer you kindness, a purpose for your daughter, a position in Kaldor's governing ranks. Hells, if you seek immortality beyond your sophomoric scribblings, I can advise you on that as well. You may make copies if you're so desperate to cling to your findings, but the scriptures of the librarian are rightfully mine. My efforts to find them far outdate yours. My purpose is far more grand. My power is far more great. It would take but the flick of your pen, and you could have anything you desire. I shan't pursue you to your vacation home. I have other means to my end. But reconsider your foolishness, and you and Aoife will both survive the coming upheaval. Otherwise, I can make no guarantees. And then you turn to the journal. And you can see the page adjacent is a regular journal entry, although it seems like bizarrely casual in the style of writing. It is a stark difference, at least at first glance. And you see just written underneath like details about Vator's breakfast. You see, you who Wraith Brew, I know you're reading this. How much of your infinite life is consumed reading my inane journals in your little husk? I narrowly escaped your grunts at the port, but it seems even your reach has limits. Fear not. At the end of this journal, I will reveal the secrets you seek, if but for pity, for your decrepit form and ill-conceived masquerade as some kind of military strategist. I pray that the challenge this information asked of you was not too daunting. You'll need your strength. Or will you? Has your goose chase had any impact, or will I sooner complete your objectives on accident while fulfilling my own? I wonder how far into your brain did the worms dig before you achieved lichdom? Or does that foul magic keeping you upright degrade your cerebral function?
Oh my God.
Knowledge is not something you own, but something you honor. It is something to be worshipped and pitied simultaneously, for it is only true as long as it remains true in the face of new information and further examination. You and I are no longer knowledge seekers. We have lost the glory of being the great questioners. We have become answer givers, the very opposite of scientists. I am just honest enough to know that. But here now is the recipe you seek for the planner gateway to the outcast's prison. I assume you're smart enough to work out the application. And you see bulleted points.
Mm-hmm.
1 large sprig of rosemary, 2 sprigs of thyme, and 2 bay leaves. 1 small handful of fresh chives and or parsley. 1/2 cup raw cashews. 1 tablespoon miso paste. 1 tablespoon soy sauce. 3 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil. 1 large sweet onion finely chopped. 8 garlic cloves finely chopped. Salt and freshly cracked black pepper. 1/2 cup dry white wine. 3 cups good quality vegetable broth. And 16 ounces of fresh mushrooms. Ideally, a variety. May you drown at the bottom of the ocean. Vator Styric.
Respect.
What? It's the recipe for mushroom soup.
It's mushroom soup, ladies and gentlemen.
100% that. Yeah.
He just trolled my man with mushroom soup.
Big
So that is what you read.
Looking
yeah.
at
And
you.
Bator, he watches you with pleasure as
Yeah, my
this
eyes
guy's proud of himself.
squint, and like I keep looking up, and at the end, I look up at you and squint, and I'll hand you the book and walk close to Bator, and I'm just trying to inspect. You'll not. You'll.
What can I do for you?
What are you?
I'm an elf.
Mm,
What are you? Just kidding.
I'm a Koken.
Yeah, of the, is that Dust Collar Tribe totem?
Aye.
Yeah, I spent some time with your people.
When?
Briefly. A few hundred years ago.
Before me.
Good people.
I think so. That is troubling.
If you don't like War Minister Wraithbrew,
I don't.
well, I suggest
one
you
bit.
expose him as the lich that he is. I'm sure there are parties that would be interested in that information.
Aye.
A
Get him
lich
off.
runs the war for Kaldor. Can't make this stuff up.
Thank you.
Sure.
I for one will help you help her.
Good.
I mean, this is proof that you have the information we seek, so.
I wouldn't lie about it. Unscholarly.
What will you do with... Is that all you're after? Saving your daughter?
Yes.
I'm an insight check.
Yeah, inside check, sure.
18.
18. He's telling the truth.
Mhm.
It's not all the information that he knows,
Yeah.
but that is what he's trying to do.
Kane, where do you stand?
I'll go. But I'm gonna cross to Andrel. As much as I've come to appreciate your sardonic wit, you seem to know a lot more than you're letting on, and some of us are walking around in the fucking dark. So perhaps you might deign to share with us.
Yes, I'm intrigued as well.
What were you and your friends doing? Really?
We wanted... We wanted to stop another abyssal incursion.
And what did you do instead?
I stayed home.
What is
What
what is your name?
Andrel?
Andrea.
Yes.
The sallow woman?
I take offense to that. Actually, I wouldn't call myself
Notes.
sallow.
Well, that is curious.
What is curious about
That's
it? You
not
just
how I
insult-
imagined you looking. That's all.
Well, okay.
Or presenting or being with human beings? What are you doing here?
Should I be offended? Also, who is what? Huh?
Hmm.
Can
Do
I
you not
insist?
know?
Sorry.
No, what is it?
No, you finish.
I don't know a lot of things. I just apparated here because my idiot partner sent me through a rift. What?
Oh my.
Stop smiling at me.
By history. How, man? Wow. How are you still extant?
What?
He sent you.
Of course he sent me. What do you mean?
You're Andra.
Yeah.
That part always confused me.
What do you mean by that?
Give me your hand.
You're a scholar, use your words.
Well, a scholar corroborates his theories. Give me your hand.
Far be it from me to hinder a discovery.
And he takes your hand. And pretty quick for an old guy, he takes a letter opener and he just stabs you in the center of your palm.
What?
Ooh.
And you all see that from this wound leaks ice water.
Oh.
What?
The simulacrum.
The what?
And that is where we are going to end our session for the day.
Oh my god.
We just got so much shit. What else is alive?
Are you real?
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed playing it. We will see you all next week. Good gravy. if anything is real. Goodbye, nerds.
Goodbye. I am bamboozled. I am confused.
We've been hoodwinked.
Hey nerds, Rebecca here. If you're enjoying Venture Forth, please like, follow, and subscribe on whatever platform you're using, and make sure to tell your friends. If you're interested in going the extra mile, please check out our Patreon link in our description to support the show and get access to exclusive bonus content. Bye, nerds.